Greetings, Gunslinger Nation and Dominator Nation. This is Chaplain Andrew McIntosh with your monthly mentoring video. And I'm joined here this morning by Chaplain Amy O'Connell, the outgoing 688th Wing Chaplain, and the incoming 688th Wing Chaplain, Chaplain Daniel Jones. It is good to be with you. This is an exciting time of year, as I'm sure you're looking forward to some time off into Christmas and New Year's season. And, you know, it's a special time. And one of the most special things I look forward to is a Christmas Eve candlelight service. I don't know if y'all have been a part of many of those, but it just feels like a close, intimate family atmosphere. And I'm sure some of you could think back to some meaningful candlelight services you've attended. For me, 1998 in Panama at Fort Clayton was one of those. And then in 2008 at Bagram Airfield was another one that I remember distinctly. But I'm sure you have things you look forward to this holiday season as well. But what we want to do this morning is basically talk a little bit about how we maintain positive mental health through the holidays. And some of you may know that this is a difficult time for some people. As much as you look forward to Christmas and New Year, not everybody handles time off well. So we're going to talk a little bit about that this morning. Chaplain O'Connell, maybe you could share with us a little bit about what you do over the holidays to maintain that positive mental health attitude.
Yes, sir. So one of the things I tend to do, especially during the holiday season, especially when I was single, was to really try to implement the traditional aspects that my family and I did when I was younger. So if it was a holiday tree or a Christmas tree, like I was like, you know what, I don't need to do it. It's too much work. I was like, no, this is something I need to do. I need to like spruce up where I live. I need to like get into that joyous spirit, as opposed to like, oh, I don't need to do that. It's amazing what that setting up a tree and putting up ornaments or making your house feel like comfortable, what that does for your spirit. And then another one I would say is just keep in constant communication, especially in the midst of, you know, a pandemic right now. I am not afraid or ashamed to call people up and say, I'm feeling lonely. I need someone to talk to. And vice versa, when people call me and just feel the need to express what they're trying to say or like why they're feeling the way they feel, it needs to go both ways. Don't feel like, oh, maybe this person's telling me so much and I can't reciprocate and call them back.
That's a great point. And when I think about holiday decorating and things like that, I think about the Christmas music you play that you may not hear often, or even some of the treats you may fix that's just kind of unique to that time of year, whether it be eggnog or cookies or things like that. So that's awesome. So yeah, Reese's, you've got me there. So Chaplain Jones, maybe you could share a little bit about what you and your family do for the holidays and kind of what you lean on to make sure you keep that positive mental attitude.
Well, I love Christmas time. I love the holiday season, whatever it is. But something that's I think special about this season is just I can't think of Christmas time without thinking of passion and purpose.
Oh yes.
Just the passion, like kind of what Chaplain O'Connell was talking about, the going all in, so to speak. And I know that this year has been weird and just strange, and it's just we're kind of at a point of looking to enter in wholeheartedly in something, because in the chaotic and the rules and regulations that have been ever changing and consistently altering, it's like I feel like reaching out to something to really grab a hold of and to do it with our whole heart. And that may be this season for you where you find something that you're gonna start this year or finally be able to really grab onto. And do whatever that tradition is, whatever that thing is that makes you happy, the thing that gives you the purpose. Do it with your whole heart. You know, enter in, find that thing that makes you happy, and work towards that end. Whether it's setting up a Christmas tree, whether it's making those treats at home for yourself or for somebody else's betterment, mental health betterment, maybe for their physical betterment during the season. Whether that's maybe withholding from sweet treats and being physically more fit, starting out in that way. But just passion and purpose, I think, in this type of season is something that I really look forward to and want to really grab onto and gravitate towards this year.
That's great. That's great. You know, one thing Chaplain Jones said that reminded me is just because you got some time off, be it a 4-day weekend or something, doesn't mean you have to get out of your routine, because sometimes those routines are important for us to kind of maintain some normalcy in life and just some good physical health, for example. Like if I had to say a few things that I need each day just to have a good day, working out would be near the top of the list, along with scripture reading and maybe some time in prayer, good meal, good night's sleep, things like that. It's easy to get out of that routine when we have a lot of time off. And what we find is we miss that. So I would encourage you to find an opportunity to maintain your physical health during the holidays, get out and run. It's a great stress reducer as well. And also, maybe you could get into that routine of scripture reading or do whatever you need to do to maintain a spiritual health as well. Maybe that could be part of your New Year's resolutions. Chaplain O'Connell, maybe you could share a few ideas for some New Year's resolutions.
Oh, sir. So I'm actually, like Chaplain McIntosh said, I'm actually the outgoing chaplain for the 688 Cyberspace Wing. And so I'm actually going to Los Angeles. And so kind of going into 2021, kind of fresh slated, building new relationships, understanding my new position. My husband is actually Army, so 2021 is also a year of the second year of marriage and what that's going to look like for us. So we're just wanting to build. We're just wanting to continue to grow and not be stagnant, and what we can better myself and him, and what we're going to do for our family for the future.
That's awesome. And moving is one of those stressors. I mean, first year marriage is never easy, but when you add a move into that, it could be even more difficult. And really, 2020, one of the things that made it so difficult is because it did create a lot of change for a lot of us. Maybe that change is having to care for your kids at home when they're normally in school. This morning, we were going to be joined by a mental health tech, but now he is having to homeschool his son, whose classmate came down with COVID and has now been sent home for 2 weeks of quarantine. Maybe your routine has changed in other ways as well. So it's important to try to find that new normal and a way to take care of yourself spiritually, physically, mentally, and otherwise. Chaplain Jones, you're kind of in the middle of a move, having just arrived here from Beale. What are some things you and your wife have done to maybe create a new normal for you and the kids in your new environment here in San Antonio?
Yeah, so we actually started a new normal this morning. We had talked about it. We, in the busyness of the day and of our schedules with her homeschooling 3 kids with a 2-year-old at home as well. Now in TLF, we're in a one-room, it's a one-room schoolhouse, living room, bedroom, everything. So that does present its challenges, but you know, we got up early this morning, and for quite a while, it seems like we are 2 ships passing in the night, and sometimes that does create a lot of tension and stress because we're we got to get on the same page with schedules and meals and fitness and schooling and spiritual growth and physical growth, and just there's so many balls to keep juggling that we feel like we divide and conquer, but then we divide so much so that we're not on the same page. Yeah. So something that we started this morning that we really want to continue on is to being on that same page, and that's this morning getting up together, drinking a cup of coffee together, thinking about what our meals are going to be for that day, and just talking, taking that time to connect has been something that has been not as strong. I wouldn't say absent for sure, because it's been there at times, and there's been a wave of kind of the how that has worked in our life. But just once again, connecting, making those connections so that we are on the same page, so that when I'm at work and we are dividing and conquering, we have that thought of being on the same page together. So that's been something, and especially in a transition time. Sure. Like there's no time like transition time.
Oh yeah.
In PCSing, and so making an emphasis of that at this moment is really the best thing that we can do, and we're going to try to continue that as we grow older together, and as our kids grow older together, it's going to be more imperative. So whatever you feel like maybe in your life, maybe on the fringe, becoming disconnected, take some extra time at this time to really interweave those things back together again, because it can happen just because it's starting to fray, just because things are starting to maybe pull apart, become disconnected or not joined as tightly as they once were. Take that time, put forth the effort to make those things come back together again, and I think you'll really reap a harvest where you place that emphasis.
That's great. And it is important during the time of transition to kind of find what those things are that you need to do to create that stronger relationship, because it's easy to be those 2 ships passing in the night, or kind of have your own priorities and not really intersect much. But we are really built for community. We need relationships. And even if you're single, you need to find those few people you could reach out to and check in on, because they may need you as much as you need them. Maybe you can just meet for lunch one day or go do something together, go to the gym together or something like that. Chaplain O'Connell taught me something this past year that was really great. When we had one of those singles retreats, she talked about what I call a personal resiliency plan. Could you explain that a little bit for our viewers this morning?
Yes, sir. So it goes back to the basis of gratitude and why it's so important. But what I wanted to implement is, like you've mentioned, sir, it's a plan. So what are you thankful for within this day? What are you thankful for within a week? What are you thankful for in a month, in a year, and so on and so on? Because it gets your mind thinking about what else can I be grateful for today? Sarah, you mentioned you woke up and you went to the gym.
Yes.
And you it's an accomplishment, right? The fact that we can be able to do some,
You feel better throughout the day.
You feel better. One, you got up. And two, you were able to accomplish. Yeah, that was the one. But what can we be thankful for? The next meal we have, seeing our loved ones, talking to loved ones. Think about that. And even planning for the future, thinking about what within the week are you looking forward to and what gratitude are you starting to already build up. And then so on and so forth. 2020 has been a wild and crazy year, but think about what we have the opportunity to call blessings within this year. What are we still thankful for? What is still something we can say, this wasn't the ideal of situations, but I'm blessed because I have great coworkers. I'm blessed because I have great leadership. I'm blessed because I have an amazing family that came to support. So it's just what that span and that schedule within the day, and then so on and so forth.
Yeah, it's a great point, Chaplain O'Connell. What do you think, Chaplain Jones?
I think she said it all.
Yeah, I think she captured it very well. Even in my most difficult times when I'm having a tough day, I always find something I could look forward to. And sometimes you create those opportunities. So, I teasingly say, being a Baptist, that, I can't drink alcohol. I say, sometimes when a priest has a tough day at work, they may go to the bar. When a Baptist has a tough day at work, they go to the buffet. But it's just kind of something to look forward to, something you could do to be good to yourself. Just going out to a movie if you can. I know COVID's made that difficult, or to Starbucks, or, just going for a walk in the woods, or taking your dog for a walk, or whatever. Just the little things like that. Having that something to look forward to really helps your outlook for the rest of the day when you're having a difficult time. I know this year hasn't been easy for you. It hasn't been easy for anybody. We're all still in the midst of a huge transition ourselves. So the bottom line is this. As you go into this holiday season, I want you to think about those things that you could do that you really enjoy and make it the special time that it is. If you're single, maybe you could reach out to a few people, reach back to your family. Hopefully you could spend some time with family, but travel's not easy this time of year, and we understand that. So if you need to reach out to somebody, please don't hesitate to give me a call, give Chaplain Jones a call, or a local chaplain. We're here for you 24/7, 365. And from Chaplain O'Connell, Chaplain Jones, and myself, we want to wish each of you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. God bless, and see you again next time.
Mission, leadership, culture, powered by people.